Hi, everybody, and welcome to July's Q&A session. Okay, so tonight is a Q&A session where you're going to be able to ask some questions at the end, like any questions that you may have. But before that, I'm going to go in a little bit of Q&A about some different platforms because I've had a lot of you guys asking me, like, what's the difference between working for an ESL company or working for a marketing platform? So we're going to kind of go a little bit into detail of that today. And then I'm going to answer any questions that you may have about that and any other questions that you may have about anything else. So if you are tuning in with the replay, be sure to follow along, ask any questions in the comments, and I'm going to definitely get back to all of you with the answers to that. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so welcome everyone, and thank you for being here tonight. Our goal for tonight is simple. It's to help you understand which platforms are best for you, give you clarity so that you can stop overthinking, get you taking action immediately after the session. Please feel free to ask any questions, as I said, in the chat as we go or in the comment section if you're watching the replay. And this is definitely an interactive session. Okay, if you haven't been on a boot camp before, I would suggest going into and watching the replay of the boot camp because that's going to kind of give you a lot of more background detail. Okay, so we're going to specifically be looking at platforms today. Welcome again. You're in the right place if you're thinking about teaching online, you are brand new, and you've just got started. I'm going to be loading up the replay. So yes, there will be a recording and I am going to be putting the replay into the link will be in the free group. So like hopefully all of you are on the free group because that's where the replay will also be loaded on. Okay, so you're in the right place if you're brand new but started, maybe you're feeling a bit unsure. Okay, this is definitely a safe, no judgment space. Okay. So let me know in the chat, here's your chat prompt. Okay, where are you joining from tonight? And even if you're joining us from the replay, let me know in the comment section, pop it in the chat box. Let's see where you guys are all tuning in from before. You can also let me know if you have been on one of my sessions before. I see Poonam. Poonam's part of my membership group. So she's from KZN. Maniko from Soweto. Who else do we have here today? Okay, we have Margate. Sasanda, hi, also from my membership group, from Bloemfontein. Okay, so welcome to you all. For those of you who haven't been on before, let me know if you are new or if you've been on a boot camp before, then let me know that as well. Okay, from Four Ways. Okay, welcome everybody. Okay, there's quite a few people that couldn't join tonight, but they will catch the replay. Okay, Medico, you new, so that's really great. Here is I'm going to pop my YouTube channel in over here. Just save the YouTube channel, head over and subscribe to it because you'll see that all the boot camp is in there, the replays from last month. Okay, and Cornelia, you're also new. It's really worth going in and watch those boot camp replays. You'll can find it under the playlist. You can also find it under the videos. There's also a lot of helpful videos in the YouTube channel. I've been trying to load up everything that people are probably going to be wanting to see. Like I've put my top 10 platforms to apply to is in there and with a little bit of a review on each one, how you can start to earn money. There's just a lot of different videos that are very helpful for teachers that are just getting started. So head over, like and subscribe, and you'll see there is a lot of information there for you. Also, maybe let me know in the chat box if you are not part of the free membership so that I can put the link for that for you guys up later as well. Okay, so tonight we're going to go through the different types of online teaching platforms there are, which platforms are best for, like, we're going to look at beginners, how to apply successfully, what you can maybe earn, like some mistakes we can look at, and then we're going to have a Q&A at the end of the session. Okay, so let's have a look at the types of teaching platforms. Okay, there are two main types of platforms that you need to understand. Okay, the first one is your ESL companies. These are structured platforms where the company provides you the students, and usually the curriculum is usually provided for you as well. Okay, most of the time you're going to get the curriculum, and it's simple and easy because all you do is you log on and you start to teach. So it's really great for a beginner. If you haven't ever had any experience before this, I would definitely suggest starting at an ESL company because it's going to make your life a whole lot easier. Then you get something called marketplaces or marketing platforms. These are platforms where you create your own profile, which is really important. You attract your own students and you set your own pricing. You attract your own students from the platform. So the platform advertises for students, but they don't give students to you. You have to make sure that your profile is really good so that you are busy attracting students to you. You can think of it this way, like ESL companies are very easy to start. Marketing platforms are better for long-term income and building a long-term business. Okay, and marketing platforms or marketing places are a great place. They're a great stepping stone to going as an independent teacher eventually. If any of you are already teaching, let me know in the comments. And if you are, like, are you working currently for an ESL company or are you working for a marketing platform? Let me know. Okay. Let's look at some pros and some cons of the ESL companies. Okay, let me see in the chat here quickly. Okay, Poonam, I know you've been busy applying, okay, and you've set up your Preply profile. Okay, so you made it like onto Preply already, and you're busy still setting up the profile of yours, okay? Good. Anybody else? Monica, I'm new and I'm still looking to secure some students. Okay, so if you're new and you're still looking to get some students, where have you applied to a place already? Like, are you already on a platform? And if you are, what platform are you already on? Let me know in the comments. Okay, let's look at some ESL companies, pros and cons. Okay, so some pros are ESL companies are very beginner friendly. You don't need to market yourself at all. Okay, your students are given to you and you can start really quickly. Like if you go back to the boot camp, like we were talking about, like how to get hired, like how to get your CV right, how to apply. This is your next step, okay? Like this is when you go to this ESL company and you don't actually have to go out there, put yourself out there and start marketing yourself. They're going to promote you. They're going to give you students. And that's how you can start really quickly. But there's like a really big con from working for an ESL company. The pay is usually lower. Like you'll see if you are from like South Africa or maybe one of the other African countries, the pay is usually a lot lower because they don't consider those countries as English as a native, that they don't consider you as a native English speaker. So usually they would pay you a lot lower than maybe what they're paying somebody from Australia or from the UK or the US. They also are a lot less flexible with their teaching style. They want you to teach their programs and you have to get through your lesson from A to Z by the end of the lesson. Okay, you can't deviate from it. You can't go according to the student's pace. You have to just do what they're asking you to do and within their time frame. You're very dependent on the platform for everything. Okay, you're dependent on it for your lessons. You're dependent on it for your marketing, you're dependent on them for your students, for the materials, everything you are dependent on them for, and your pay. But this is a really great starting point if you want to gain confidence and experience. So I would say if you've never taught before, you've never worked online before, even though you maybe are going to get a little bit less pay, this is definitely a place to build up your experience. And it's definitely a place where you can learn the ropes and learn all the things that go on with teaching online. It's also gonna like give you some really good skills. Like you're gonna not want to be late for class because you know you're gonna get fined. You are going to learn how to make sure that your tech works properly because again, you don't want to get fined. And you're going to learn how to present and deliver your lesson accordingly. Okay, so it's a really good starting point to have. So I'm going to head over here to the comment boxes and see what everybody's saying. Okay. I'm still new. I'm looking into, okay, I'm thinking of applying to ESL companies now. Okay, Poonam is a good starting point, especially if you've not taught before. It's going to kind of give you, I mean, you've got your Preply back profile. It's not going anywhere. So there's nothing stopping you from applying to some ESL companies, really building up your experience and adding that to your CV. Okay, Manico, I see you say you're on Amazing Talker and you got a few rejections. Okay, if you're on Amazing Talker, it's a very, very difficult platform to get students. So I would definitely suggest maybe if you've never taught before, it's definitely not the first company that you should maybe be trying at because it's difficult to get students there and you have to learn the system really well. And you also have to have your own materials. So working at an ESL company is going to give you a lot of background first, maybe, and then you can keep your Amazing Talker profile and just continue on there once you've got a bit of experience. Obviously, if you've taught before, then that's a good place to go, but it's quite tricky in getting students. So Sanda wants to start with ESL companies like Cambly and Lingoda to be specific. Good. Okay. So that is kind of like I see no one's actually teaching anywhere yet. So no one's really taught any lessons there yet tonight. If you're watching the replay, also let me know in the comments where you're thinking of starting or where have you applied to already. Like what are your thoughts on this? Okay. So let's look at this. Okay, sorry. I don't know why I've put that twice. Best platforms for beginners. Like if you're just starting out, don't complicate this. Good beginner options are places like Cambly, which is very easy to get started. They have very minimal requirements that they require you to get started with. Okay, it's very easy. Once you get on there, it's easy. And they pay like $10, $20 an hour for the speaking to adults section. And the kids one pays $12 an hour, and they provide you with materials for the kids one. Okay, so Manico, if you head over to my YouTube channel, which I did put the link there, go and watch that video that I was talking about. Okay, it's my second video down. You will see it says 10 platforms to apply to. And there's a lot of platforms on there that are okay for beginners that don't need degrees. Okay, so head over like once this is done later on tonight and go and watch that video. It's going to help you a lot. Okay, so we have Native Camp. Okay, a Native Camp often has no formal interview process. It's quite easy to get onto Native Camp, but a really big very big problem to Native Camp is they pay very little. Okay, so especially to South Africans, the pay is really low. So check that out first and make sure that you actually want to work for that amount of money that they're offering. Okay, Preply is great for building long-term income. Okay, you can start lower. You can start with your pricing a little bit lower and Preply, and then you can start building yourself up and raising your prices once you start getting a lot of students. My recommendation is that once you've applied and you've been accepted, teach on one or two platforms only in the beginning. Okay, so don't go and teach on more than two platforms at the same time in the beginning, because you want to still get used to everything, and you're going to find if you teach it for 2 or 3 platforms, it's going to become tricky with your schedule. You're going to start double booking, and it's going to get really tricky. So you need to work out what you can do if you want to work for more than one platform. What I would suggest is starting and applying to one, once you've been accepted for one platform, then maybe get used to how you have to teach on that platform maybe for the first week or two, and then apply to another platform and add that platform in, so that you're not putting all your eggs in one basket. Like for me, when I first started teaching online, I started with a Chinese company, and then China went through that whole restructuring where they said all those ESL companies closed down because China wasn't allowing the children to have all those lessons anymore. So a lot of companies closed down. Again, I was only teaching for that one company, and suddenly overnight almost, where I was doing really well, all of a sudden the lessons were gone. Okay, and I suddenly had to start looking around for something else. Whereas if you're teaching for more than one platform, you always have a backup. If something goes haywire with the one company, you still got another company to fall back on. Okay, so you're not putting all your eggs in one basket. Okay, and also I would also say, and if you go back and watch the boot camp, I talked about this, don't apply to everything all at once. Okay, that can lead to a lot of overwhelm and no results. What we said in the boot camp was when you're starting to apply to different companies, maybe choose 5 companies to apply to first. Make sure your application is right and you're getting everything right. And then maybe you're waiting for the results of that, you're waiting for your interviews, and then go for next 5 companies. Don't apply to 100 companies all at the same time, because that's going to lead to a lot of overwhelm, no results, and you're going to just get yourself so mixed up thinking, which company did I actually apply to? You don't have anything ready. And again, go back to the boot camp, watch the boot camp, because in the boot camp we talked about getting yourself really ready. Get yourself ready and making sure that your CV is right. You've got your introduction video right. You've got your script written out, and you are all sorted to go, so that when you're starting to apply, you can just slot everything in and you're not running around like a chicken without a head looking to see how you can get this sorted. Okay, your application is your first impression. What you're going to need is you're going to need a clear, friendly profile photo. Okay, and that doesn't mean taking your oops, I was trying to lead someone in. Doesn't mean taking your camera and going chips, okay, and you have you've done a selfie, okay. That's not going to work, okay. You want it to look like a professional photograph, okay. It's going to need good lighting, and you're going to need to smile, okay. And you want to make sure that your background is different to how you look. You don't want to blend into the background. So if you are wearing a red shirt, you don't want to make sure that your black background is a red color or a brown color that you're going to blend into, okay? So you want to make sure that you stand out and that you at least have a photo that's from your chest upwards and it looks like a professional photo. Think about how you would take a passport photo or something like that, okay? You want to make sure that you're looking at the camera and you obviously you can smile with it, and you want it to look friendly. You need a simple, easy to read bio so you can work on your bio. That's all about you. A strong introduction video. Your bio clearly needs to answer who do you help? What do you help them with? Why should they choose you? You need to keep it simple, and clear always wins, okay? Being clear. And when you're writing these bios and you're writing your profiles out for these ESL companies, make sure that your sentences aren't too long, Okay, because remember, it's not somebody who has English as they're not native English speakers. Maybe they have English as a second language. So you are going to have to make like short sentences. What works really well on Preply, Amazing Talker, italki is to have those like short sentences with emoji at the end of every sentence. Okay, so a short sentence emoji, next short sentence emoji, and so on. Okay, so not like big long essays because they're going to the students are going to just lose interest, and you're not going to get those students. So it's really important to make sure that you are looking carefully at your bio. Okay, I'm going to be doing another boot camp in the next couple of weeks, and we're going to look at specifically like how can we write our bios out as well. Okay, so a couple of tips for your introduction video. Your intro video is one of the most important parts of your profile. So like keep it to 60 to 90 seconds. Make sure you don't go under 90 seconds and don't go under 60 seconds either, because then it's going to be too short unless the company specifically asks you for a shorter video. Sometimes you may get a company that asks you to create a 30-second video. Okay, so but then you're still going to have your main video, introduction video that you've got ready to send out to your company. So you want to make sure that that video is between 60 to 90 seconds long. Always be friendly and energetic. Make sure that it's clear and easy to understand. So like here's a simple structure that you could use, like greeting somebody, who you help, how you help, and a call to action. Okay, always a call to action at the end of everything that you do. Okay, this is just really basic tonight, just answering a couple of questions that people ask me. We will go into more detail in the boot camp that's going to be coming up. Okay, so setting your rate. And this is where a lot of teachers get stuck. So if you are on Amazing Talker, you're on Preply, you're on italki, you have to set a rate. Okay. If you're working for an ESL company, you don't get to choose how much you charge. They're going to just say to you, okay, you're going to earn $5 an hour, or you're going to earn $7 an hour, or $10 an hour. They will give you your rate. And most of the time, you never get an increase. It will stay at that rate forevermore. Okay. So that's why you work at an ESL company and maybe you work there for 6 months until you've got good experience, and then you move on. Okay, move on to a marketing platform where you can get paid a lot more per hour. Okay, so when you're working on Preply, Amazing Talker, italki, you want to make sure that you start at a competitive rate. Okay, but that means don't go too low though either, because sometimes when they see teachers who's put their pay per hour as too little, they think, okay, well, this is an inexperienced teacher and she's not going to be any good. So you have to hit the right amount when you're busy doing. So like I would say, if you're going to be working on Preply or Amazing Talker, you could set your rate at like between $10 to $12 an hour to start off with. They often guide you like this is how much you should charge as a South African teacher, or this is how much you should charge as a UK teacher or a US teacher. Like this is what you should put your rates at. So they do give you a bit of a guideline. Okay, so remember, pricing too low can attract the wrong kind of student, but pricing too high at the beginning can really, really, really slow your bookings down. So a rule of thumb, like especially like at Amazing Talker, is that for every 100 lessons that you do, or every 100 lessons that you sell, you can put your price up a little bit. Okay, so you can start lower, and every time you're building your profile, you're selling lesson packages, you can start to put your lessons up. Or if you suddenly see you are suddenly fully booked, all of a sudden, like maybe Preply's been pushing you out, or you've been pushed out with the matches on Amazing Talker, like you can start to put your price up then. So you want to start at that reasonable rate that we talked about, and then you start building some reviews. Okay, so you start making sure that your students leave you reviews after the lesson, and then slowly start to increase your price gradually. Okay, you're not going to be one day on $8 and then suddenly you think, okay, now I'm tired of being on $8. I'm going to put my rates up to $15. Okay, it doesn't work like that. So say you start at $8, maybe you'd go to $8.50 or you go to $9, and then from there to $10 and from there to 11, and you slowly work your way up over a couple of months. Okay, so this is good because this allows your income to grow over time. Okay, until you become, maybe you become a top tutor there and you're starting to do really well. And eventually you can look at going as an independent teacher. And that means like working for yourself. But in the beginning, I would definitely suggest working at that ESL company, then working your way up to a marketing platform. And then maybe afterwards, you can start to become an independent teacher. And you could do marketing platform and being an independent teacher, having private students, and mix and match those together. Okay. Anyone with any questions so far on what we're doing, just pop them in the question box and in the chat box or in the comments if you're watching the replay, and I will answer them for you. Okay, let's look at getting your first students. Okay, one thing I always say to everyone is like being consistent is one of the biggest ways to grow really fast. Okay, consistency really helps. You can't, like with whatever you do in life, being consistent really helps you to build an income. So things to focus on are things like opening your schedule regularly. Like in the beginning, you want to make sure that your students know that you're available for them. Okay, so whatever you decide to set your times at, that's what you're going to have to focus on, and that's what you're going to have to commit for the first few months. Okay, say you're opening Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday if you're doing all 7 days. Then look at, say, maybe Mondays to Fridays, you're opening your schedule from 8 to 5 or whatever you decide to do, depending on what time zone you're teaching as well. Saturdays and Sundays, maybe you're working a bit earlier in the morning, like 4 a.m. until 10 a.m. if you're teaching Chinese students. But you wanting to make sure that whatever you do, you consistently open at those times. Every Monday, your schedule is the same. Every Tuesday, your schedule is the same. Every Wednesday, every Thursday, every Friday, every Saturday, every Sunday. Because when students start booking, they're often going to want to book again. And a lot of students like to fix time schedules. Okay, so if maybe they want to take 8 p.m. their time every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday, or every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So if you have that time only available on Monday, but the next Monday you don't have that time available, and then maybe the next Monday you have it available, they're not going to book with you because you don't have that availability every Monday. So it's really important to open your schedule regularly. The same is if you're working for an ESL company, you have to commit and you have to say to them, I'm available on these times every day or whichever days you're available. And they are going to take those, they're going to open your schedule to that time, and the students are going to book in those times. You can't then go the next week and say, suddenly I'm not available for these days, and then I'm not available for that, especially in the beginning, because you're never going to build up that student base. So opening your schedule regularly is really, really important. So before you start, really have a look at what hours are you wanting to work? Are you wanting to work full-time, part-time? What time zone do you want to work in? Like, let me know in the comments, like, what are your thoughts about working? Like, how do you want to work? How many hours a day are you looking at working? Are you wanting to work part-time, full-time, 7 days a week, 5 days a week, 6 days a week? Like, what is your schedule going to be like? Have you thought about it? And then you have to look at the company that you're working for or the marketing platform you're working for and look and see, when are their peak times? Like, even if you're teaching on Cambly, all of these, you have to find out, like, when is the peak time for them? And you need to make sure that you are available during peak times, because that's the time when you're going to get your bookings. So you need to make sure that you're available in peak times and then maybe in some of the other times as well. Responding quickly to messages. Like on ESL company, you won't get messages from the parents or from students, but on Preply, Amazing Talker, italki, you're going to get messages from students. Okay, so you want to make sure that you respond quickly to those messages. Okay, that's going to keep your profile active as well. Like if you can get a bad name for yourself on, or it will show that you're not responsive if you don't answer those messages that students send to you. So responding quickly to them helps the algorithm to push you out as well. Okay, and then one other thing is like keeping your profile active. Like if you are on Preply, Amazing Talker, italki, you have to log on every day. Like even if you don't have lessons, like you want to make sure that you are logging onto your profile, doing something on your profile so that it looks like your profile is active. It's really important. Otherwise, I think Preply sets you as invisible and Amazing Talker also sets you as invisible. I'm not quite sure with italki, but they probably work the same way. So keeping your profile active is really, really important. Okay, and then momentum builds from action. Okay, so if you're wanting momentum, you have to do the action. Okay, so like you're gonna go out there, you're gonna open your schedule, you're gonna do the things, you're gonna get your profile done, you're gonna try and get your matches, you're gonna answer the messages they send to you. And once you start getting momentum, you're putting your reviews in, you're making sure the students give you reviews, it's going to start building momentum for you. Okay. And that's when you're going to start keep getting students. Okay. But you're not going to get that momentum if you're not doing the action. Okay. So momentum comes from action. It doesn't come from being perfect. Okay. Perfection doesn't get you students. Okay. But action gets you students. Let's look at some common mistakes. Okay, let's save you some time and frustration. Let's avoid these common mistakes. Okay, things like applying to too many platforms at the same time. Okay, so you, like I said before, break it up into sections, like apply to 5 platforms at a time. Think about what platforms that you are wanting to apply for. Write down the first 5 that you want to apply for. Go and research every company first before you even apply to. What do the reviews say about their company? They pay well, they don't pay well. It's great to work for this company. It's terrible to work for this company. Like go and see what are the reviews on those companies before you even apply to them. Like you don't want to go and apply to a company that doesn't pay their teachers, that only pays their teachers every 3 months. And there's definitely companies out there that people struggle to get payments out of them. Like you don't want to be working for a company like that. So go and see what are the reviews on those different companies. Go and Google it, go and do your reviews, go and do your research, like go onto Reddit, go see what people have written about those companies. Okay. And then find 5 that you want to apply to first. Okay. Do your application, send in your CV, your introduction video, your cover letter. Okay. Wait for your response. Okay. Do your interviews, do everything you need to do. Spend two weeks with those 5 and then start applying to your next 5. Instead of sending out 100 applications all at once, and then you get yourself so confused. Let me just see. I see we have a question. So Sunday is answering what I asked. Okay, I'm planning to work from 9 to 5, Mondays to Fridays. I also want to be available for 5 hours on weekends. I'm just not sure about the times yet. Okay. So you have to, when you're looking at your companies that you want to apply to, you're going to have to look and see what companies fit into your time zone that would work for you to work from 9 till 5. It's like European companies won't work for you because that would mean that you would have to work in the nighttime. So that wouldn't work for daytime hours. South American companies are early hours of the morning. So you're going to have to look at something like some kind of Asian company would give you like those kind of times. So do your research as well about time zones and stuff when you start applying to companies, because you don't want to apply to companies that are out of the times that you are wanting to work as well. Okay, so let's go back to mistakes that people make. Okay. Overthinking your profile. Okay, a lot of people just get so into thinking about your profile and you overthink your profile and then you never ever submit it, okay? Because you try and make everything so perfect that you end up not submitting it. Okay, so we don't want to overthink our profile. We want to get it done. We want to get that action and we want to get going. Okay, recording a low energy introduction video. You need to put everything that you have into your introduction video. Like I even have one of my members even made sure that she went to go and have her hair done nicely before she did her photo and her introduction video. Okay, it's like making sure that you look your best, because this is what the students are going to see of you. This is your first impression you're going to give to an employer. Okay, they're not going to see you face to face, so your introduction video is so important. So you want to make sure that you've got lots and lots of energy in your introduction video. If you find you are someone that doesn't have a lot of energy, stand up. Do your introduction video standing up instead of sitting down. It's the minute you stand up, it's going to give you a lot more energy. Okay, another big mistake people make is not being consistent with availability, which we talked about earlier. Okay, making sure that you open the same times in your schedule so that your students can rebook you if they like you. Okay, and if you don't have availability, they're not going to be able to book you. Okay, giving up too quickly, like applying to only one company. You get a rejection from that company, which is quite normal to get maybe your first application to maybe get rejected. And then you say, okay, well, this isn't for me. I've been rejected now. You've got to look at it as like, this is a stepping stone. This is helping me to learn like what to put in to make it work better for me for the next time. Okay. Most success comes from simply staying consistent. Okay, I like it really does. Like being consistent every single day. You think, okay, this is what I'm doing in these certain hours of my day, and I'm just going to be consistent until I get those students coming in. I can't like this week. I'm busy working on my applications, but then I don't feel like doing it tomorrow. I don't feel like doing it next week. I don't feel like doing it the week after. Okay, I'll start the week after that again. Then maybe I put 2 days or 3 days effort in, and then I think, I'm tired of this, and now I need to go on holiday or I need to go do something else. And then you come back to it in 2 weeks' time again. Okay, you're never going to get anywhere because you haven't been consistent. Like when you decide this is what I'm going to do, be consistent every single day until you get that job that you're looking for. Consistency really helps to get you started. Okay, so let's think about our growth. Like here's the bigger picture. Okay, it's like step 1. Start and get on a platform and just begin. Like, just get started. If you don't like the company, that's fine. Just move on and go to a different company. But at least you've tried it. You've got a couple of hours experience. Move on to the next company. Teach for that company. Okay, maybe you don't like that company, then move on to the next company again. Okay, start to build up that experience and just begin. Learn and understand your students and improve your teaching as you go on. ESL companies are great to learn how to improve your teaching because they fine you if you're not good at what you do. They take away money that you've earned. Okay, so you are so scared to make a mistake that you become a really good teacher because you want to make sure that you keep all your income. Okay, it's a horrible thing when they do fine you, but it does help you to get prepared and to learn those skills that you need as an online English teacher. Okay, step 3 is improve and upgrade your profile, your video, and your lessons. Like keep improving them. Like, because remember when you first do your introduction video, maybe you've got no experience, but like 6 months down the line, maybe you've got like 100 hours or 200 hours worth of experience that you can add in. Like redo your introduction video, redo your profile, redo everything to add your experience in. Okay. And as you grow, increase your rates. Okay. Like if you're on Preply, if you're on different marketing platforms, increase your rates. And that's going to help you to attract better students. Obviously, when you're on the ESL company, there's nothing you can do about your rates, but you don't want to stay there forever. You're just using it as a stepping stone to learn the ropes so that you can go onto that marketing platform. And just always remember that this is like a process. It's not an overnight result, okay? This isn't going to happen overnight. You're not going to suddenly see, okay, you're not going to like wake up tomorrow and you've got the best job. Okay. You have to keep going and keep working on it, and you keep on improving yourself, and you're going to get there. You've got to think of it as a long-term strategy. And Preply is great for building up a long-term income, because you can definitely do it on Preply. Like, some people have started with like $8 an hour, and they've worked their way up to $40 an hour. And they've got so many students that got a good income. They work great hours. So it's definitely something to look at for long term. Okay, so some recommendations for me is like, if you're feeling overwhelmed, like, keep it simple. Okay, if you think that you can't manage applying to a whole lot of platforms at this time, then just keep it simple. Okay, I have one teacher on my membership, on my paid membership. She wants to keep it simple. She only wants to choose one platform at a time, and that's absolutely fine. If that's what you can manage, and that's what's going to help you to take action, then choose one platform. Go through, research them, and see, okay, this is the platform I want to apply to first. Okay, then you do that platform, and then once you've done that platform, then you can apply to another platform. Not everybody wants to do 5 platforms at a time to apply to, and that's absolutely okay. Make sure you take action quickly, focus on consistency and not on perfection. Okay, so think about, I'm being consistent every day. These are the hours I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to do in those hours. Think about your consistency and how you're going to do that. And remember that action creates clarity. Okay, action is definitely going to help you to become clearer in what you are wanting to do. Okay, so let's think about this. Like, these are your action steps that you're wanting to do, like maybe in this next week. Okay, today's Monday, so you've got the whole week. Okay, maybe choose 1 to 2 platforms or 5 platforms. Complete your applications within 48 hours. Okay, but you do need your introduction video, and you need your CV done before you do that. Okay, if you already are on a platform, open up your schedule. Don't wait until you feel ready. Like, you don't need to be perfect to start. You just need to start, but you have to take that first step. Every online successful teacher starts exactly where you are now. Okay, wondering, how am I going to get that first student? But your first student is probably waiting for you to start showing up. So Sunday says, one of the requirements so Sunday's looking at applying to Lingodo, is that a teacher should be C2 level. What does that mean? Level proficient. Okay. A native speaker is a person that has English as a home language. Okay, that means your parents were born. Your parents are both English, and you speak English at home. Okay, you don't have another language that is your main language. Okay, then you are considered a native English speaker. Okay, then you get different levels that build up to being a native English speaker. So it starts with A1, A2, A3, B1, B2, C1, C2. Okay, so C2 level is just below native English speaker. Okay, so that a C2 level would mean that your parents and you are not maybe born as an English speaker. Okay, maybe like Xhosa was your home language, or Zulu, or a different language was your home language. Okay, but you are really good at speaking English. Like, you are good at speaking English. Okay, you are clear, and I can clearly hear you. Don't have a heavy accent or anything like that. Okay, so you would be like a C2 level. It would just depend like what your writing skills are like, Sasanda, what your grammar and all of that is like as well. Like, sometimes they get you to like fill some things in as well. But a C2 level is kind of just below a native English speaker. Okay, it's a Cambridge rating of different English levels. Okay, if you go into Preply, like when you get a new student, you can actually do like a little test with them, and it comes out as to what level you are in. Okay, you have another question. Another one is that a teacher should have the legal ability to work as a freelancer since they don't offer full employment. Okay, you would be a freelancer. Okay, and in South Africa, you can work as a freelancer. Freelancer just means you are self-employed. Okay, the company doesn't employ you. That means that you have a contract with them. Okay, but it's not an employment contract. You are employed. So you are employed as a freelancer, which means that you're offering your services to the company and they're paying you per hour for that. They're not saying to you, I'm going to pay you $1,500 a month. They're going to say for every hour that you work for them, they're going to pay you $8 an hour. Okay, so you don't have a full employment contract, but you are a freelancer. So freelancer just means you can go and work for anybody else. Okay, so that means that you can work for Lingoda, you can also work for Preply, you can also work for another company as well, because you're not full-time employed by them. Okay, I'm going to stop this share quickly, and I just want to show you something quickly on for those of you that haven't, I want to show you this YouTube channel because there's quite a lot of great things that you can actually see on there. Okay, let me just share my screen again. Okay, so you will see there's a lot of answers to a lot of your guys' questions on the YouTube channel. Like if you haven't been on it before, okay, so like the latest video is, let me just go here to where it does say how to get hired by online teaching companies in 2026. So that is my new video that's out, so that's worth watching. And here we go. Here is the 10 companies that you can have a look at for beginners. Most of them are for beginners. I'm talk about if you need a degree, if you need TEFL for those. So this is definitely worth watching. Over here, 10 best platforms to teach English online in. Over here, I'm talking about how you can earn, what you can earn as a South African teacher. Here is how to get more interviews. Okay, these were the boot camps from last month. Okay, so you'll see this one here. Sorry, this one over here is day 1, day 2, day 3 over there. Okay, so there's those to watch. I'll definitely go in and watch those. If you're looking at teaching on Classroom or Zoom, there's a video on those as well. If you haven't watched this video, it's definitely worth watching this video. ESL terminology, like it's different terminologies that you're going to hear in the ESL world. Okay, and then if you go to the playlists, which are over here, you can see there's a whole playlist over here on TEFL. So if you don't have a TEFL certificate yet, you could go to this playlist over here, and then there are a whole lot of videos. It's just waiting for it to load. Here they are here. So you'll see here are some, how to get hired after your TEFLs, to step by step. Do you need a TEFL certificate to teach English online? Best affordable TEFL certificates. 10 comparisons of 10 TEFL certificates. TEFL, tesol, celta. Okay, so if you don't have a TEFL certificate, head over there and go and watch it. Okay, so it's worth going in and seeing what information that you can find out from that YouTube channel. It will definitely help you a lot. Also, if you're not on the group, let me just give you that link. This is the free group. Then I think most of you are on it. Okay. Okay. Oh, great question, Sasanda. Okay, so Sanda's got this question as well. If you guys are watching the replay, you can pop your questions in the comments as well, and I'll go in and answer them on the replay. So Sanda said, would you recommend that I have a personal or business PayPal? Okay, you don't need a business PayPal. You only need a business PayPal if you are like running an online store or you're selling something online, like say you start selling courses, English courses later on, and you join like System.io, or you join one of those places to sell your courses through, you're going to need a business PayPal. But besides that, you just can get a personal you can just get a personal PayPal, and you don't have to you don't have to register as a business. And I definitely wouldn't suggest registering as a business, okay, because you're going to be working for companies. What affordable software protection? Okay, so a lot of the software protection, some of them you have to disable with some of the companies, because some of the firewalls and stuff won't allow you to teach on them. So maybe just ask the specific company like what antivirus and a software protection that you can use, or Google it as well and see like what comes up. Okay, like because a lot of the protections like kicks you out of Class N and kicks you out of all the different things that you might need to be using. So just like be careful what kind of protection you use, because it might block you out of sharing your screen and going on to companies' platforms and all of that kind of stuff. So be careful what kind of protection you use, like really research it before you buy one. Okay, so if anyone else has any questions, pop it in the comments so that I can answer it. I am looking at doing a boot camp, maybe possibly next week or the week after. I haven't set a date yet, but you can find the details in the free community. Thank you, Manko. I got them as a birthday present from my kids. Okay, they come off Take-A-Lot and they like gaming headphones. But that's another thing. Like when you are looking to buy headphones and stuff, like make sure that you buy something that's really comfortable, because you're going to be wearing them a lot in the day. So you don't want things that are going to hurt your ears. Like the first headphones I bought were like quite small and they were quite hard. And like by the end of the day, your ears are like aching. So like make sure that you find something that fits properly on your head and that doesn't cause you to get like earache and stuff from them. Do you have any more questions? Are you guys all on that free community group? Is there anyone that's not on the free community group? If you're watching the replay, you can you'll be able to see the in the description. I'm going to put the free community group there. I know some of you that are on tonight are on my paid membership as well, so you get the extra help with whatever you need. Okay, I don't see any more questions, so I am probably going to end the session. Okay, so hopefully you guys have got more of an overview. Okay, Keisha, preparing as a first time lessons. Okay, that's like a whole, like, that's why, like, if you haven't done lessons before, I would definitely suggest, like I said, I think you came on late today, like starting at an ESL company, because an ESL company's got to show you exactly like what to do and how to teach those first few lessons. Like they're going to say, okay, these are the programs we use and this is what you have to do within the time frame. And that's why starting an ESL company is going to help somebody that's never taught before, because it's going to give you that preparation on knowing how to teach a lesson before you go to a company like Preply, Amazing Talker, italki, where a lot of the time you have to provide your own materials and you have to present the lesson. But if you've worked at an ESL company before, you're going to have that experience and you're going to know, like, this is how a lesson flow works, and you're going to be a lot more prepared. Okay, join in with the next boot camp, because I'm probably going to be going over some of those as well. Marketplace. A marketplace is a marketing platform. Okay, so you get different ways, different things that you can teach on. Okay, so you have ESL companies which find students for you. They pay you, they do your advertising for you, okay, but you get paid a lesser rate. A marketing platform is a place like Preply, Amazing Talker, italki. There's a few others. Okay, those are the main ones. With those ones, they find students, but they don't specifically give you students. You have to market yourself. Hence, it's called a marketing platform. Okay, you have to build a profile. You have to market yourself. You need your own materials. but you get paid a better wage. You can set your own rates. And the company usually takes like 30% of your wages. Okay. So like say you set yourself at $20 an hour, they're going to take 30% of that. Or you set yourself at $10 an hour, they're going to take 30% of that. Okay. And most of them, the more you teach, that rate comes down, like the 30 will drop. Okay. So like by the end of the month, you're paying less commission. Okay, so that's how they work. And then the third way of doing things is that you can work as an independent teacher. But I definitely wouldn't suggest going as an independent teacher until you've got some experience, because it's very difficult. You have to market yourself, find your own students. You have to make sure your tech works. You have to pay yourself. You need to know all that information. So like if you built your way up, you can eventually get there. Like working at ESL company, you get an experience. Okay, working at a marketing platform, you're earning much more money. Plus, you're getting more experience, and that's going to help you. You're going to learn how to market yourself, so you're going to be able to bring that through to working as an independent teacher. Um. Okay, so Sandra, those are the only ones that I have on that. But maybe what you can do is open them and just copy the layout. Then um, open your own Canva template, and then work it on that. But those are the only formats that I have them saved as. Like that's the best way to do it is with that link. You're gonna have to play around with it. But if you copy and paste it into Canva, you will be able to edit those CVs. Okay, Manco, I don't think you got the CVs templates from me because you weren't in my course, so I don't think you have those templates from me. So Sandra was in my course that I did the other day, and she got she got links for CV templates. So Sandra, also what you could maybe do is you could use the Canva AI. There's a AI in Canva now as well. So what you could maybe do is take a photo of the template. Okay, take a photo of the template, then go into Canva, open up a document, and then open the AI, the Canva AI. I know it's limited on the free version, but you should be able to do at least one CV. Okay, place your photograph into that AI and tell them to make a template for you that you can edit. Yes, okay. But once you have that CV, you've done one CV, you can then edit that CV on your own. You don't need to use the AI after it. Okay, so make sure like you put it in and then you'd be able to, so you're just asking it to create your CV template for you once. Okay, so it's creating one template for you out of what you've got, and then you're going to add your details in. So take a photo of the template that you want, whichever one that you decide to go for of the templates that I've given you. So open it up, take like a screenshot of it, okay? Then open Canva app, open a document, click on the AI editor, and then put your photograph into that, okay? And so then ask it to create a template for you, a CV template for an online ESL teacher from that photo. Okay, and it must be editable. So put that all in as your first prompt to it. It's going to create it for you, and then you're going to be able to edit it. That's going to be your best way to do it then if you're struggling to do it the other way. Okay, everybody. And Manco, if you are like wanting that CV, like I did last month, I think it was at the beginning of this month, we did a CV and introduction video course. Like you'll find all the details for that in the free membership group. Okay, you are still able to join it and watch the replays and get all the info from that. Okay, there is the price and everything is on that course. Okay, everybody, look out in the emails and stuff I'm going to be sending out probably in the next couple of days. Poonam, it wasn't in the paid membership group. It was as a paid, some people had to pay extra for it on the free group, but you're part of the membership group. But didn't I add you to that? I'm sure you asked to be added to it. So you will find it on the free group. You'll find it on the free group. I added everybody in that asked to be added in, and that was part of that course. Okay, so go in there and go and look. You don't have to pay for it because you are part of the paid membership. Okay, you did get it there, so but you can access it through the classroom in the free membership. Okay, guys, have a really good night. Look out for that email that's going to give you details on the next bootcamp. Have a good night, everybody. And I will put the replay up later tonight. Bye, everybody.